Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So right now I'm going to be doing a ClairTarot reading for the collective whole. This reading is an energy update. Energy updates tend to be messages that some of us are needing in order to really begin processing whatever lessons our higher selves are wanting us to learn. And so I asked the collective energy, what is this reading going to be about? And I got a very distinct message. That message was that something has changed, something has shifted, and it's a huge deal. I am now getting massive butterflies in my tummy. Oh my God. Ooh, what is this reading going to be about? Oh my gosh. Okay, let me just shuffle the cards. Get some cards out. I knew it. I was trying to be slick. I was told to look at the cards and I looked at it and I was like, no, I don't want that card. And I tried to shuffle the deck. And then the card flipped itself over. Like, no, boo. I'm a part of this reading. That's what the deck said to me. So let's see. Whew. Ooh, I feel so much energy coming forward. This better be about our personal journey and not some like twin race stuff. I'm just saying. This better. See, Maya felt it. She said, I felt some type of shift. Oh, I thought you said shit. I felt some type of shit. Oh, well, there you go. It was just a shift, not shit. My bad. My bad. I was like, see, Maya be feeling me. All right. Let's go ahead. While I'm shuffling, I just want to remind you guys, tomorrow is going to most likely be the final day before I close down the tickets for my Blu-ray flame workshop. I'm going to be teaching a very condensed course on the Blu-ray flame, how to harness it. There's an option to earn a certificate. That certificate means that you have successfully learned the material and can safely offer it to your clients. And it's the first time I'm offering this type of workshop where I'm offering a certificate option. I know people have asked me, when will I do this again? I don't know, you guys. I'm such a fickle little fish. Oftentimes, I do workshops only once. This might be different. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, okay? So if you did already get a ticket, you should have received an email from the platform that I use to live stream from. I don't use YouTube or Facebook or any type of social media. This is a closed platform, very secure. Check your email, okay? All right, guys. Oh, okay. Okay. I just want to calm myself down. Just pull my hat. Maybe if I pull my hat a little lower, it will calm me down. I'm having a little bit of a moment right here. I am. I'm not even going to lie. I'm having a little moment. I'm over it. Don't worry. I'm fine. Card number 37. No rain today. So this was the card where I was trying to be slick and be like, I don't like that card. I don't like that card. I'm going to shuffle it. Well, this is a message for the collective whole. It's not up to me to pick and choose which cards are supposed to come through. So no rain today. Whatever you're feeling, whatever doubts you're having about your journey, about your connections, about the interactions that you're having, the decisions, the way your life is going, basically. Today is a day where you're like really seriously needing to choose to not have rain, to not have a storm. You've already had enough of a storm. Enough rain has come and cleansed you. You've had an opportunity to sit idle for some time, whether you're forced to stay home because of the global environment, or you're an essential worker, you still have to go to work, but because everything's kind of slowed down, you're having more time to think for yourself. Today is a day for you to find your sunshine, because you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. I'd like to say you make me happy. I don't know who my sunshine is. I don't know who that's referencing. So that's going to be very different for each person. Okay, very, very different for each person. There's no specific type of connection that this is referencing. This is just someone who brings a lot of light, a lot of clarity into your life. They help you to see things in a different way. Again, it doesn't have to necessarily be a romantic thing, but it's someone who has served to really, really bring some light into your life. Okay, so that's acknowledging that you have someone, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, you do have someone that can help you to see clearly. If you're experiencing a dark night of the soul, this person can help you navigate that. But for some of us, not me, I'm not saying it's me. For some of us, we are rejecting this. And yes, Blake, yes, you can be your own sunshine. For some of us, when we reject ourselves, we reject our own light. This isn't always about someone outside of you. It can definitely be aspects of yourself that you've been refusing to acknowledge, refusing to embrace. Okay. So card number 43, the unexpected. Ooh. So these two components, it's either you and yourself, an aspect of yourself, or you and someone who is very significant in your journey. There is a moment of realizing whoever this is, whether it's you or someone else, they're there to support you. They're very much there as like a solid foundation for you to lean on, for you to rest with. And it's this sense that this whole thing is very protected. Okay, it's a very sacred, very protected connection. And again, just like what Blake was saying, and thank you for that, Blake, this actually can be yourself. For quite a few of us, it's been very difficult for us to sit quietly, to have so much stillness and so much quiet, because it's a time where without all the distractions that you normally have, having to go to work, having to do this, having to do that, with all those distractions gone, you really can begin looking deep within yourself. So there is a very real possibility that you could be your own sunshine. Okay, so there is a need for you to allow the messages to come through to your consciousness. Okay, you in all your phases are very, very sacred. There's no part of you that's less sacred than the others. Okay, every single part of you is very, very sacred and a part of the whole. It's time for you to allow peace to re-enter your heart. You already have the potentiality in your hand. You just have to allow yourself to receive, to fully take it in. It's time for us to allow a period of peace within ourselves, within our thoughts, our feelings. If this involves someone else, this is really a call for you to release, to let go of what you were thinking, feeling, the opinions, assumptions that you had regarding another individual, regarding circumstance that involved another individual that probably hurt you very deeply recently, some time ago. It's different for everyone, but it's time for you to let that go. Let it fly away. All of those feelings of they're just going to hurt me again. You have to let that fly away. Oh, okay. So ever since I was a child, I have been able to hear actual communication from, I hate to say this because this just sounds so like cliche and just Whatever. I have always been able to hear communication from angelic beings. Okay. Sometimes they'll speak to me like telepathically, where I hear their thoughts. It's not necessarily a language that's being used, it's a feeling and a knowing. Other times, and this is not so common, they use their actual voice. And many of the angelic beings, the benevolent ones that come and speak to me, their voices sound like string instruments, violins, and that I've always had such an affinity for string instruments because that's what they sound like. They legit sound like that. So card number 38, lullaby. Humanity as a whole, and also as individuated sparks of divinity, we have allowed ourselves to be convinced that we have been put to sleep in some way. And I don't want to say we have to wake up. I believe we're already awake. I believe we've allowed ourselves to believe in a lie for so long that we've accepted it as a truth, despite feeling deep within ourselves how much of a lie it is. We are an enlightened consciousness. It's just a matter of you allowing yourself to hear the messages from soul, hear the messages from creation, and really begin to receive it. So there they are, playing the music of your heart. Your heart song is being played to you through angelic means. And I mean, are you willing to see it? Are you willing to hear it? At some point, you will. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, at some point, you will. And if you continue to try and fit into the box that we're all told we need to stay within a box and not be messy and behave in a certain way, and you can't let people see your vulnerability, you can only let people see this like polished version of yourself. If you're going to continue to do that, continue to exist as a Stepford soul, much like a Stepford wife, a Stepford soul, it's going to be very difficult for you. It's going to be very difficult because you're fighting yourself. Your higher self, your higher levels of consciousness are actively trying to communicate with you at this point. And this is true for everyone. Whether you think you're spiritual, whether you practice spirituality, whether you're religious, whether it doesn't matter what dogma you subscribe to. It really doesn't matter. We're all fractals of one consciousness, a singular consciousness. And that consciousness is seeking higher and deeper levels of awareness. And in order to do that, we have to allow our monkey mind to kind of just be pushed to the side a little bit and allow that soul consciousness to step forward, allow ourselves to blossom, allow ourselves to be fully present in whatever experience you need to experience. So with that, card number 24, protection. And there you are, if you haven't experienced yet a moment of vulnerability, because society teaches us that being vulnerable, allowing others to see you in a vulnerable state, is a show of weakness. I absolutely disagree. I completely, wholeheartedly disagree with that. I used to deeply believe that logic of showing vulnerability is weakness. You have to show force. You have to be strong. You have to show how powerful you are. And one day I came to the realization, how powerful do you actually have to be not be afraid to show the softest parts of yourself? To know that even though people can witness that softness, you still have within you the type of strength, the type of power, grace, flexibility that you can't be destroyed. People's opinions of you will not destroy you. As a matter of fact, those opinions that try and tear you down, try and shrink you, those are the very things that serve as the fuel for your elevated rise. So now it's a time for you to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to curl up into a ball, naked in your truth. Just be in that nest being your life, your co-created reality, and allowing your soul to fly you through that dark night. Allow it. You just have to sit there and experience, feel it. You can even do this with your eyes closed, like literally. You can do this with your eyes closed if you allow it. So now we have listen. So this is most commonly referred to as a Fibonacci sequence. Divine ratio, golden ratio, whatever. It's actually the Christic spiral. That is the involution as well as the evolution. It happens simultaneously. When you allow yourself to truly blossom, just like if you look at a flower, it's not one petal at a time that blossoms, right? It's layers, layers that just open, they give way, they stop being so rigid. They allow themselves to fall back, fall into their greatness, allow that grace to really, really showcase the beauty, the essence of their being. And that's kind of what's happening right now. You're being asked to hear this process going on, hear the song of your heart, hear the messages from your soul. Allow yourself to just quiet down for a moment. Just quiet down. Stop trying to convince yourself that you're crazy. Stop trying to convince yourself that you're making this up, you're imagining it. You know as well as I know, you're not. You're not. That's why you can't let it go. That's why you keep looking for other signs that all of this is actually happening. The fact that you keep looking means you know it is. 99% at 621. 99, 6 plus 2 plus 1 is 9. 999, an elevated level of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm saying. Ooh, what? Ooh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ooh. So here it is. You're trying to compartmentalize everything. Where is it? Where the hell did I see it? Right here. See all these little bubbles, all those little bubbles, 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 all self-contained aspects of yourself. And it's like your higher self wants you to recognize you're not just a cell, you're also the entire being. Okay. You are a complete being. You are whole in yourself. You are autonomous. You don't need something outside of you in order for you to continue to develop, in order for you to continue to blossom. So allow it. Just allow it. You don't have to control anything. You don't have to plan anything. You just have to be fully present. Okay. Mm-hmm. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Card number 17, Miss Sunshine. That's you. You're your own sunshine, just like Blake was talking about. You are your own sunshine. And there you are, trying to play a role, failing to allow yourself to realize, acknowledge, and begin processing the fact that your entire existence is currently upside down. It's upside down. It's like so many things that you needed to happen in order to give you the validation that you were seeking. Not that you were needing, but the validation you were seeking, the confirmation. For many of you, that confirmation didn't come. For many of you, you were expecting something that was not in alignment with your soul. You were expecting something that your monkey mind, it's a story that your monkey mind made up and you've bought into it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is now time for you to begin being honest with yourself. Your spiritual journey is kind of upside down right now. And it's not because you're lacking. It's not because you don't know. It's not because anything outside of the fact that sometimes it's very, very difficult for us to be completely honest with ourselves. Okay, sometimes we allow our world to be turned upside down because of our expectations that are unfair and unrealistic. These expectations can be something we put on ourselves, something that we put on other people, an expectation, an assumption of someone else's expectation of you. A lot of the expectation that we experience in this life really just leads to a lot of disappointment. And I don't know about you, but whenever I get disappointed, it kind of shuts me down. It makes me feel like, F it, I don't want to do this anyways. It really does. I'm going to be really honest. And so if we're going to continue to try and just play this role, and you see this a lot on social media where people try and put up this image of, this is me, my life is amazing, but in reality, deep inside, they feel the whole world is upside down. So if you're going to continue to participate in that type of cycling, then your soul will put you in the void. The void is a place where you begin to feel hollowed out, very emptied, very depleted, unheard, unseen, unacknowledged, unimportant, everything. Do you want to be in the void? Do you want to stay there? Because you will stay in that void for as long as it takes for you to realize your intrinsic worth. Intrinsic worth is not something you earn. It's not something you are awarded. It's something you're born with. Okay? It's a part of every single fiber of your being. And you will be in that void until you begin allowing yourself to recognize that, oh, here's a good message. So for some of you, you became aware of this divine counterpart, this twin ray, twin flame, twin, and then there was a separation that occurred, and they went away or you went away, and there was a lot of hurt, so much hurt, and you found yourself weeping at the bottom of that void, surrounded by complete darkness, nothing but your shadow aspects to keep you company. And it was a very, very difficult process for you. Well, here's the thing. For some of you, that twin, the existence of that twin was brought to your attention, tangible proof of their existence, because their absence would cause you to enter the void where all the distractions in life would kind of be muted and shut down, so you could really just be in the essence of your truth. And for some, you're still in that void because instead of allowing yourself to recognize what it is your soul is needing you to recognize, you're still expecting, you're still waiting for that other person to come back, to value you, to love you, to accept you, to let you know that they can't make it without you. They're making it without you. Okay, that's a mean thing for me to say, but I have to be honest with you. They are continuing to exist without you. So what's that going to do if you continue to wait for them to falter in life, to struggle, to have pain because you're not there? Is that fair? Is that a fair expectation? When you do that, if they truly are your divine counterpart, if they are your divine reflection, then they will continue to reflect that, where they judge you and they have these not so nice thoughts about you. Now, you're not going to work on yourself, so you hope that they'll come back because now I love myself, so they'll love me too. Love on yourself because you know you deserve to be loved. Love on yourself in such a way that no one else can love you, where you embrace the totality of who and what you are, your shadow and your light, allowing yourself to recognize you are both the light and the dark and the spaces in between, just like the God essence is. You are a scaled down model, scaled down version of divinity, densified into flesh, so you can experience these things in a different way. So this isn't really about a twin. This is a shift that's happening within you. This recognition that you should be your priority. You should be the biggest project that you work on. Because a lot of us, let's face it, especially the empaths, and I'm guilty of this, we make other people our projects. You know why you do that? That's preparation. You're being primed to heal yourself. So what you do is you seek other people who are reflections of the very wounds you are too afraid to acknowledge. You are too afraid to handle, to heal. And you go and try and heal them. And when your consciousness convinces your monkey mind to just calm the F down and keep walking forward, you then have the experience, have the real life experience of how to heal that type of wound. This is all one of the greatest gifts that a twin could give you is the deepest type of pain that you have to heal on your own. That's one of the greatest gifts. It's not about being in an amazing relationship where y'all best friends, y'all never argue, y'all like the same thing. That yeah, you're trying to be with yourself. My husband once told me that. It's true. And he was like, you can't even stand yourself. Why would you want to be in a relationship with yourself? And it's true. We're polar opposites. And because we come from different mindsets, he's able to help me grow the parts of me that atrophied because of my previous life experiences. So it's not always about you needing to be with a twin, you needing to pull them back. It's about you recognizing everything that you need in this life to correct the imbalances that already exist within you, they're already being given to you. For some of us, it's the presence of a twin. For others of us, it's the presence of a soulmate that's going to help you learn lessons in a much more digestible, less painful way. And for some of us, it's just having something that we thought would really just accept us because that's what we're taught, right? That's what spiritual circles tell us, that your twin is your bestest friend and they're the exact copy of you. You guys are like identical twins. And when that identical twin can't stand you, rejects you, walks away from you, what does that do to you in these two places? What does that do to your thoughts? What does that do to your heart? If the one person that's supposed to accept you and love you unconditionally can't stand you, whoa, holy shit, what kind of person am I? Whoa. Okay. So it's not, we have such a misconstrued perception of what this twin person is supposed to be for us. And some of us, our twins stayed on the ether, okay? They didn't come into body because they needed to be able to assist you energetically without the confusion, without the ego that's involved with the human existence. So not all of us have a physical twin. So we really have to allow ourselves to move forward from that. Really take this moment to allow that shift, that change within yourself, because it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. Motion. It's time for you to just allow the flow of energy, allow the consciousness to wash over you. Okay? Just allow it to wash over you, allow it to really cleanse that pain. It doesn't take it away, but it cleans all the distortions out so you can begin to see what areas need to be healed. What type of wound is that? How is the best way to address that wound? Because not all wounds should be addressed the same way. All right. So let's see. You have a painful relationship with lessons. My old soul is exhausted. Beautiful thing about this, Alex, old souls have stamina. No matter how exhausted you are, you can and will continue to keep pushing forward. The difficulty in the lesson is the refusal to learn it. That's what I figured out for myself. Being a fellow old soul, that was the most difficult part for me to understand. 100% of my struggle, 100% of my suffering was because I kept fighting the process of learning. Okay? So stop fighting yourself. Allow yourself to free fall back into your greatness. Just allow it. Okay, guys. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Okay. So we got the Hierophant in reverse. There is nothing official about this human existence. Nothing is etched in stone. There's nothing guaranteed. There's no events that you're aware of that absolutely have to happen regardless of what you think. Everything is a dynamic flow, a dynamic interaction, a co-creation, and you cannot control another person's contribution to whatever it is you're co-creating. So allow yourself to flow. Allow yourself to let go of that need to control, because it's that need to control that tells you you have to swim upstream. And as you know, if you try and swim upstream, that's going to add more struggle. That's going to create more pain. You're going to become more exhausted. Allow yourself to flow. It'll take you to wherever you need to be. And where you need to be is 10 of Cups, happiness, good things, party or celebration. Allow yourself to begin celebrating who you are, not who you're going to be, not who you were, but who you are right now. You in all your phases have always been enough. You've always been perfectly calibrated for every circumstance in your life. And whatever people try and convince you about, oh, well, you just weren't this, you weren't that, or you were too much of this, too much of that. No, they just didn't have the ability, the capacity to fully appreciate the divinity unfolding before them. And that's okay. That has nothing to do with you. That's something they need to work on. And this inability to recognize, acknowledge, accept, embrace the totality of who you are in every moment, that should actually serve as fuel for your stubbornness, for your refusal to accept that you are not enough. And this is not about trying to convince yourself that you're perfect. This is not about any of that. This is about recognizing I am perfect in the way I am right now. This is who I'm supposed to be right now. But despite me thinking I'm perfect right now, I do recognize I still have a lot of room for modification, for growth. I still have a lot of blossoming to experience, and I'm okay with that. It's about being okay with your process. You cannot tell a wildflower how to grow. You just cannot. You can simply provide the light of your truth, the water of your tears, that release of emotion, and allowing that flower to grow in whatever way it's meant to. You cannot tell a wildflower how to blossom, when to blossom, how to grow. You can't tell a wildflower, shame on you for having thorns. Well, motherfucker, I would like you to know my thorns exist for those who have no idea of how to handle me, yet still continue to grab and take from something they have no ability to appreciate, to recognize, acknowledge. And maybe that's why they need to feel the thorns. It's not something you should be ashamed of. They should have never tried to handle you if they didn't know how to handle you. Okay? Just appreciate the wildflower and where it grows naturally. So we also have the Magician card, element of surprise, good or bad. I feel like for those who are ready to be very honest with themselves, this surprise will be very good. Good in that it will allow you to level up, to get to the next layer of understanding that needs to be sorted through. For those who are not ready to do that, this is going to feel bad. It's going to be perceived as a bad thing, because what's actually going on is it's another thing that you're going to refuse to acknowledge, refuse to process. And, it's neither here nor there. It is what it is. It just is what it is. I'm going to be going live at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's in about 22 minutes. And at that point, I will have expedites available for personal readings, energy work, all of that. Right now, this is a general reading, so I'm not doing personal questions. Okay? So let's get the final card. Let's go. Mm-hmm. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. I'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. All right. Here goes, guys. This is a message from Soul. Oh, I'm told that for some of you, this is going to be a message from someone in particular. I don't know who. I don't know what the connection is. Okay. So let's see. Oh, wait on. Okay, I'm told 2 cards. Key numbers are 8 and 17. Ooh, wait. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. All right. Here we go. Card number 8, Cosmic Heart. Card number 8 was in the 8th position. That's funny. That's funny. Cosmic Heart. I was dead. I became alive. I was tears. I became laughter. The power of love arrived and made me everlasting power. I have seen everything. I have no fear. I have the heart of a lion. I shine like Venus. I hear it and weep. In sublime reverence, I bow to this living, beating, loving heart of the universe. It echoes throughout all of creation. Once, some time ago, I was deaf. I had not heard one true sound, much noise, but no truth. So I believed in many things not worth believing in. Then a moment of my crisis that cracked my heart open. I was given a gift. Though I felt fear and confusion, a gift came to me more powerful than those temporary ailments. That gift was the ability to hear the sound hidden beneath all of life. I heard it, that sacred sound of the beating heart of universal love. Now I know that belief in unworthy things like fear and doubt is lunacy. Even my loneliness became unconvincing to me. We are animated by this living heartbeat, part of life that is sustained by it. You and I, the planets, the birds, and the fish, emerge from the great source because of this beating heart of the universe. It pumps life through our veins. What proof of this is needed? You live. That is the proof. I hear it everywhere now. It's become so loud, louder than any word of fear. It resonates through my soul and eclipses any tremor of anxiety. There's a time on the journey of love when the beloved, that would be you and me, is prepared to engage more completely with the heart of the divine lover. The preparation will be a rich process, spiritually speaking. It may also feel like being beaten, pummeled, simmered, and stirred in the pot of the divine master chef to become a sacred and savoring meal fit for the most heavenly of feasts. This is a courageous and bold process, one that will create the most delicious aromas in the soul. And yet it's one that will likely take us right to the places we would rather avoid, places of confrontation with pain, but where the loss of its grip on our being no longer lets us quake and retreat from life in fear or uncertainty. This oracle comes with special guidance for you. More love is rushing towards you like a great cosmic tsunami. You will struggle with this blessing to the extent that you will attempt to hold on to what has been. So don't. Let go, let it move you. You'll perhaps get some water up your nose, but nothing will come to you that you cannot handle. You'll be disheveled somewhat, undoubtedly. Yet as you are washed up upon love's shining shore, keeping every hair in place will be the last thing on your mind. You'll be too caught up in the wonder of perfection, realizing how deeply loved you are and how unnecessary it is to contrive a way to live your purpose. Instead, you'll have no idea what's going on. You'll be surrendered in passionate embrace with life, simply being your exquisite, crazy, unique self, saturated with divine love. It will drip from you, out of your feet, your eyes, your voice, your touch. You'll water the earth with love's oceanic presence. how that tsunami will deliver you into your divine destiny. No need for any contrivance. Let your hair get messed up. Your destiny awaits you now. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. So the next card, hold on. The next card number 15. Divine Mother manifests. O you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss, for those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchards. We share her, this Divine Mother. You and I, we are her precious children. We are born through her love, and she shares in our losses and our gains, our tragedies and our triumphs. Her hair forms the galaxies, her thoughts become the stars. The sun is her own warmth, and her breath is felt upon this earth, causing the roar of the ocean waves. Her voice is heard in the call of the whales and the trill of the birds. She is all, nurturing life into existence. She is in my reaching for you, and she is in your acceptance of my divine hand. She is all, this great lady. Nothing lies outside of her sphere of influence and power, compassion and grace. That includes you and your dreams, great and small. This oracle comes to you via the sacred grace and mercy of the Divine Mother, who is the great manifesting expression of divinity. All that is created, all that is made manifest without exception, flows from her being. This is why it's safe to trust in life. Even the inexplicable mystery and even the darkness that may give rise to fear and judgment within us. It's all part of her unfathomable workings. Let's see. You're being asked to receive this gift completely and utterly, whether you feel sufficiently worthy or not, or appropriately and readily attired. It is time, and the bestowal of this gift is as it should be. Whether it seems to be in the best form or how it should be according to your opinion or the opinions of others, it is as the Divine Mother has accorded it to be. She has her wild ways, of course, and oftentimes her workings in the world are, to put it mildly, downright unfathomable. Yet somehow all things, all creations, all of life, her every working, serve love. You are one of her creations, and so is the imminent manifestation of your own heart truths. Live it, love it, receive it completely. It's yours and meant to be so. This oracle comes with additional guidance for you. No matter whether or not things appear to be working out, they are. And you are held in the loving protection of the Divine Mother to keep you from straying from your highest path and divine destiny. There is work here for you to do upon this planet in your own unique way. It's the work of the Divine Mother, the work of love. So then allow her to care for you, even if you wonder what the heavenly minx is up to at times. So a lot of things are being done right now without you even realizing what it is. And just because you don't acknowledge it, just because you don't know it, doesn't mean it's not happening, okay? You have to allow your growth. You have to allow yourself to receive. You have to allow yourself to begin dancing in place, swaying to the rhythm of your heart's song, so that as you move, there will be space created for new energy to enter, new love to arrive, new support, new abundance, all of that, all of that. Just allow it. That's all you have to do. You don't even have to try. This is not something you have to meditate about. This is not something you have to do anything about. You just have to allow. Get out of your own way. Allow yourself to rise as high as your highest self is asking you to go in this moment and in this life. Okay. So you guys, thank you so much for sharing this space with me. I'm going to be going live in about 15 minutes to do expedited requests. I had missed last weekend, so I'm doing it today. I know quite a few people were waiting. Last Sunday, I fell asleep. And then I continued to sleep. So please do give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. I will see you guys again in about 10 minutes. Bye, guys.